Hi, this is Radiance Thompson, and we are here talking about how my failed workshop is helping me heal my relationship with self trust. So, if you haven't been watching my long forms or my short form posts on my profile, please go ahead and read those after you watch this live. Today, I'll be talking to you about my experience with my failed Reclaim Your Radiance workshop and how it's truly helping me heal my relationship with self trust and how it can help you heal your relationship with self-trust when it comes to exploring new opportunities. And you're like, hold on, do I have the capacity to do this? Do I have enough experience? Can I trust myself? Can I trust in my abilities? Can I trust in my knowledge to do this thing? And you're going back and forth with yourself and you're wondering, can you do it? Should you show up? This story will definitely help you, especially if you're about to do something new and exciting and you're hoping that you can do it, but you're wondering if you can. So, backstory, I had decided that I was going to throw a Reclaim Your Radius workshop. And in this workshop, we're going to talk about self sabotage, inner peace, trusting yourself more deeply, and the energetics behind trusting yourself more deeply. And I was doing all of the things. I was posting on Facebook. I was going on Instagram and posting as well. I was doing the flyers. I had created a workshop landing page. I had created an Eventbrite page. Goodness, my words today. An Eventbrite page. I had created an meetup page. I did so much, but something just didn't feel like it was in alignment. Something didn't feel quite right. All the puzzle pieces weren't fitting together properly. And it was 6 days left until the workshop. And I realized that something just wasn't right because nobody was registering. So I decided to ask for some help. And I posted in the Future Millionaires group hosted by Natalie Bullen. And graciously, I was given so much information from esteemed entrepreneurs that have posted and created workshops and have been successful with their launches in the past, and I'm sure will continue to be successful. And I took a lot of the advice that they gave me and discerned which I could use and implement at that moment, and which, didn't apply to me. And in deciphering what was for me and what was not, I decided that it was best that I pause the workshop. So the workshop was supposed to go on February 8th at 6:30 p.m. I had created an event in person as well to go to a library. I booked the room, I paid for the room, and I decided it was all canceled. However, unfortunately for me, I didn't cancel it on the Eventbrite page. Goodness, on the Eventbrite page. So even though I had canceled it on my social platforms, even though I had canceled it on my meetup group, I didn't cancel it on the Eventbrite page. So someone actually showed up at that workshop in the library, and it was like heartbreaking because I received an email that evening. So the event was supposed to be at 6:30 p.m. on February 8th, and I received an email around 7 p.m. ish that evening saying, "Hey, is the event still happening? I'm here waiting in the library." And you have no idea how much that made my heart sink because my intuition earlier that day had said, "Show up anyway. Just do the workshop anyway. Show up, even if it means practicing some of your skills in the library. You had paid for the room already. Just show up. Someone may need you." And I didn't listen to my intuition because I didn't see physical evidence of anybody showing up. I didn't see any tickets purchased, and they were free tickets, but I didn't see any purchases, on the Eventbrite page, right? I didn't see anything. So I had waited for physical evidence to validate what my intuition was saying. They didn't logically make sense. So even though I was getting an intuitive nudge to show up, I didn't because I didn't see the evidence of it being true, right? And I'm sure many of us can attest to having that happen to us at some point in our lives, right? Having that inner knowing that there's something that we should be doing, yet not having the evidence to back it up, and then realizing that we should have followed that nudge, we should have followed our intuition. So when that email came in, and I'm like, wow, someone really did show up, it broke my heart. And then I'm messaging this person back, and I'm trying to rectify the situation. And it still hurts, just saying this, knowing that I left someone hanging, because I know how it feels to be left hanging, and I never want to put someone through that. So what this taught me is that your impact isn't quantified just by numbers. We shouldn't let our ego be fed by the numbers. And not saying that we don't deserve to pop our shit sometimes. We don't deserve to say, hey, I did do this thing. I am proud of myself for this thing and for this many people that I've served. However, there's still impact in serving one person very well. There's still impact in helping someone with your message. Even if that's one person, the ripple effect of that one person being impacted by your message, by your tools, by your knowledge, by you being a heart-based leader, sharing your truth, has no real tangible measurement, because this can be how they show up in opportunities. This can show up in how they navigate relationships. This can show up in how they have a relationship with themselves now. So in their being impacted by your message and your voice and your service and your gifts, that person's life can completely change. And then in that person being in other people's lives, those other people's lives can change too. So the domino effect really isn't quantified, really. You just have to know that over time, it's going to have a ripple effect, right? So I'm saying that to say it's really unlimited in the impact that you could have made in that one person. So try your best. If you've ever been in this situation where you're like, wow, I'm not getting the numbers that I want to get. I'm not getting the amount of people that I want to get. I'm not making the impact. No, that's your ego's need to validate with numbers, with 3D tangible tools of measurement. And I get that. However, you still could show up for that one person and change their lives. So make sure that you're also staying grounded and clear and devoted to your vision for that one person, because that will stay with me for the rest of my life, that I did not show up for that one person that was there sitting in the library waiting for me. So there's that. Another thing that I really want you to take away from this, and trusting yourself more deeply to show up for yourself, show up for your vision, even when you're wondering, hey, should I still show up for this thing? Should I still follow through with this thing? When you're feeling like your chest is heavy, when you're feeling like you're going back and forth with yourself, overthinking, when you're feeling like you're flustered and when you're flustered and frazzled, and you're wondering, should I still do this? Should I still operate in the frequency of faith when my fears are telling me there's something that's not right, perhaps? When that happens, also make sure that I said impact by numbers, and I lost my train of thought just now. Hold on one moment, because I wrote it down. Oh, yes. Give yourself time and space to be seen in those moments of feeling frazzled, feeling frustrated, feeling in that place of fear, feeling shame, feeling guilt, right? Give yourself time and space to exist in that moment with those emotions, because it's easy to spiritually bypass yourself and say, okay, well, perhaps I shouldn't feel this way. Perhaps there's something wrong with me. One of the things that Michael Singer says in his book, Untethered Soul, is that your inner roommate will start to tell you everything that's wrong with you, right? You suck. Nobody wants to hear your message. Nobody wants to show up for you. You're an imposter. All of the, inner critic's way of telling you to keep you in your place, right? Especially when you're about to do something new and you're about to take a big risk. When that happens, allow those emotions to be seen so they don't have a negative effect onward on your behavior and on the actions that you take. Because one of the things that Deepak Chopra says is that your emotions deserve a place to be seen and heard. They are entities that feel like they deserve to exist. So allow those emotions to be seen, to be heard, and to exist. So that way you don't have positive avoidance where you're telling yourself, oh, I'm supposed to be high vibe all the time. I'm supposed to be positive all the time. I'm supposed to be high vibes only all the time. No, that's not realistic. Okay. Give yourself time and space to exist. And if there's a message that needs to be heard by your soul, by your inner knowing in that time, it will develop. And perhaps can open another door, another gateway of healing for you. However, that opportunity will be lost if you try to act like those feelings don't exist, right? So give those emotions a time and place to exist. And also, last thing, bottom line, allow yourself to fail. And here I am saying this in the midst of a very big failure because it does not feel good. But I feel like in the online space, we're often just bombarded with all of these huge successes. And we're like, oh my gosh, why am I not there yet? What am I doing wrong? Is there something wrong with me? Do I really suck? And it's like, well, you didn't see how many times they failed to get to that point, right? You didn't see that. So I'm sharing this so you could see what it looks like to fail and what it looks like to rise again from those failures. So one of the things that Raymond Charles Barker says in his book, The Power of Decision, is that failures are literally false successes. So give this time for yourself to learn about how to endure failure, how to trust yourself in your failures. Trust that you can rise again after your failure, and trust that that failure doesn't define your future. Because if I allow myself to say, this is it for me, this is all that I'm capable of, there's nowhere else that I'm able to go beyond this moment. If I allow my current circumstances to determine my future elevation, then I am confining myself to my present circumstance. I'm telling myself that I am limited. And that's not trusting yourself to create a life that you desire. That's not trusting yourself to overcome this temporary circumstance. And I feel like we often allow temporary circumstances to become our permanent destinations, and they're not. So give yourself a few days, if you do fail, to throw yourself a pity party. And that is also part of trusting yourself, to trust yourself to say, hey, I do feel like crap right now, and I'm allowing myself to feel like crap for a little bit. I think I posted today or yesterday that my pity party lasted a little bit longer than 48 hours. It lasted about a week. It did. I'm not going to lie. It did. But I came out of it. I'm here today. And it's okay. So thank you so much for watching this live. I'm also right now promoting my heal sessions. So in my heal sessions, you get to walk through my signature heal method. And you also get a Reiki session with me. In these Reiki sessions, you will learn some energetic practices that you can easily do on the spot if you're needing to figure out how to trust in your voice in a certain moment, or if you're needing to learn how to feel more confident in a moment and you're like, oh, I need some quick exercise that I can walk away with to get me calibrated to that feeling of trust or that feeling of confidence in a moment where you really need it, you'll walk away with some exercises to do that. And also a Reiki session. And if you look at some of my previous testimonials, and I'll be posting some more, you'll see that in my Reiki sessions, there's intuitive insights that come through that have helped my clients with understanding why certain past events are currently affecting their present day and some of the decisions that they're making, and how having those insights are helping them learn how to trust themselves more deeply in making decisions that help them move more in alignment toward where their desired lives are in their business or in their personal lives. So if you're interested, send me a DM about how to have your own Reiki healing and heal signature, my signature heal method session with me. And thank you for watching this live. I send you so much love, and be on the lookout for more of my content.